Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince and welcome to the live session Rewriting Krrish 3. This is the part 2 and we're brainstorming today. We'll be talking about what we can do in the film, what to add, what not to add, and let's come up with ideas. And you guys join us in the chat and yeah, let's continue. Just before that, as you have seen the disclaimer, no, we are not trying to say the film was bad, the creators was bad. They had their limitations, we don't, and just free, just think about it. Let's be creative and talk about Chris 3. Did something wrong. Okay, rewriting Chris 3, guys. And yeah, let's get into it. So last time, I hope you guys can see the document, right?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
Will be fine.
So last time, these were the points we were talking about in the part 1 breakdown. If you haven't seen it, go watch it later. So in the good, we wrote how the film was embracing superhero persona, the hope of a superhero, then having setbacks and failures.
S stands for hope.
Yeah, Kaya's character, her redemption arc, then the hero villain relationship. They were brothers, two sides of good and evil. Then there's similarities between the villain Rohit and Krishna. We'll talk about that too. Then costume was a big thing. Krish's costume is amazing. And then the legacy of the parents. So these are the good parts in the film, and the bad parts, as you can see, the major points were that the powers were really ambiguous. Then Priya's character was very weak. It was pointed out by one of the viewer. Then the whole world was very one-dimensional. There was nothing apart. Like Krish was the only thing in the world. There was nothing else. Then the lack of consequences. At the end, there's a full, war going on in Mumbai, destruction all over. People are dying, but we never see the consequences of that. Then Krish's character was very flat. Like there was no character arc for him. Then weak villain, his motivations were very weak. It was just like, yeah, I want to become god and all, very bland. Then killing the villain, I didn't like that they killed the villain at the end. We can save him and use him in the future. So these were the good and bads, and we have to stick to these things what we decided last time and start writing. Let me just have a look at the chat. Let me know anything you want to add or subtract, something like that. Yeah guys, how was the last session?
Wait, so is it us or is it the live stream?
No, you guys. Chat is gonna tell me. I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, I was just.
Last session was
Okay,
fun.
right.
Last session was fun. I think
It was
we
fun
did a
and
pretty good
interesting.
breakdown of a movie,
Yeah.
but still,
So I got comments
Like, it
that
was
people are like, why you did breakdown? Like it's kind of a review only. You didn't rewrite anything. I said this was the first thing. We need to know, always
yeah, we had
learn
established the
swimming in a
foundation.
swimming pool before going into the ocean. So this
Yeah.
was that, to know what good
we
and
needed
bad.
to know we needed to know the boundaries of what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the boundaries.
Like
Basically.
first the basics, right? Always before you
Yeah.
make a building, you have to, first
Yeah, you
make
have
the
to
first
learn to
floor.
walk before
Yeah.
running.
So we need
Unless
to
you're
go
bad,
through
yeah.
this, and then if the chat has to say something, we have 4 people watching. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, let's continue. So we come to part 2, that is brainstorming, and today we'll start writing ideas. So guys,
I think we can change the title also, right?
pardon?
Like from breakdown to brainstorm.
Yeah,
Like
I did
from
that.
breakdown.
Of course, I did that.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, Nona.
Yeah,
I
I'm
underestimated
professional.
you.
I'm professional. So guys,
Yeah.
I think something you have to stick is that it has to be a sci-fi film at the end of the day. A superhero sci-fi, I'll change
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
A superhero.
I mean, a superhero film, but subgenre would be, sci-fi.
Yeah. So what else? Let's begin. Let's start brainstorming.
Yep. So
Chat is quite today.
obviously that
Yeah, go ahead.
so obviously we are keeping the embracing superhero persona. So I'm guessing the opening scene would probably be the same, the airplane sort of catching scene and stuff
Yeah,
like
that
that,
was a
because
cool
we
scene.
already discussed that was a pretty cool entrance for the character.
Yeah.
And I think, I think overall, where we would try to change it from there would be giving Krrish a character arc. So like one thing which I thought of since like 1 week is that Krrish has been a superhero for not a long time, at
Yeah,
least in the movie. Like he became a superhero in like Switzerland. Was it Switzerland or Singapore? I forgot.
Singapore.
In the first movie.
Actually,
Yeah. Okay.
one thing we didn't talk about and I didn't like was that already in the film, Krish is established as a big superhero, which I don't like.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Let's keep
Yeah.
him little unknown. Some people know him. No one knows the name. Like how the Flash and Superman, how Louis Lane and Iris West decide what to call the superhero. No one knows what to call him. So let's have that people say, "Hey, what's this black guy?" Let's
I mean, and also,
let's
also
have that
have you
unknown
guys
thing
like
and let's Priya give him that name.
and it's not only that. Have you guys just thought of the fact that Krish first came in like Singapore,
Yeah.
and then he popped up in India. Like no one sort of like realized why is this superhero over there and he came over here like because
But
even in the first movie,
but
towards the
no one
end you
knows.
saw
No
he
one
was.
really knows about him. Remember that
I mean, they
there
probably
was a
took
plot
pictures in
point in
Singapore,
Krish
right?
one, right? That the her Priya's boss knows that she got that CD, but they don't put it out. So they only know that someone saved people
Yeah,
at the circus. We only know that much.
yeah, but no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the climax scene. You see Krish like running through the roads and all, and jumping through as he tries to reach the island. Remember? Like there's actually an extended scene
Yeah,
of him
but
just running around and following the helicopter.
but
Like I'm just like, okay, I guess no one took a picture.
there can be many things to
I
that.
mean, I guess you could. Yeah, I guess you can say it's like Arrow in Russia when he first popped up, like
Yeah,
with the
like
suit and all.
it can be anything.
And yeah, I guess, yeah, it's okay. I just was thinking about that.
So, right, we can make him uh
Yeah. Actually, I actually wanted to add to that. Like
is
the thing is
still
that since
an
he's not very experienced as a
upcoming,
hero.
yeah, upcoming hero and
I
not,
think they need to like dive more into that, like his inexperience, because in Singapore he was like the superhero, and there were all these normal people around him.
yeah,
So he could easily sort of beat them all up. But here now, especially we have a pretty like powerful antagonist in Krish 3. So kind of if we like lead in more to his insecurities and more of about how incapable he is,
yeah,
and they do that in the film, but because they're not established his power lineup, like we don't know what his power sets are.
yeah.
So
So
because of that, whenever he gets beaten, we don't really feel it. We don't really know like okay, what is going wrong.
yeah, so we can have multiple things here. See, the first scene of him, like it has to establish his character. Like his actions need to establish his character. So
Yeah.
what is the character we are trying to build? We are saying he's inexperienced, and of course, in Indian cinema, all our heroes are like amazing. They are best at their work, but to show that he's inexperienced, we have to make. But also, this is his establishing scene, right? So you have to show him that he's
Yeah.
kind of what he does. He saves everyone, and the other day.
Yeah, but he saves everyone too easily, I would say. Like
Yeah.
show him like struggle a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
he misjudges the aeroplane.
When I
the speed
rewatched
of the
Krish 3
aeroplane.
the other day, when he gets to that plane thing, right on the tire thing, on the front
Yeah.
part of the plane, like he just trying to hold it up. Once he just shows that he's putting all his power, and after that he's just
Yeah.
quietly standing there, like I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
he's
this.
pretty
This is
chill.
chill now.
He's pretty chill.
I thought there could be more things like still after landing, still there's problem and he's trying to struggle.
Yeah.
I think that would have been better
I mean,
scene.
I would say that there had to be more tension into that scene. Like once Krish like held the aeroplane, the tension was completely gone, and they were just like now it's okay. But there could have been a lot more to that scene.
I think
You know?
what they did was try to do that Superman thing that he comes save the day and everyone like yay Superman and then he leaves. I think that thing
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
guess
like.
so.
After also
Yeah.
we discussed
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the film came out in 2013 and we already saw so much transformation in this genre. So that doesn't really fit
Yeah.
well. So I think this is a good
True,
point. So make him an inexperienced character.
Yeah.
So we're staying with the plane. I think that's a cool scene.
Yeah, plane is a cool scene because it gives a nice entry point for him to jump on top of the buildings also.
Yeah, and when he
Because he
lands,
has to get to the
like when
plane.
he saves people, we can have military coming there and he questioning like coming after him and he runs away because like he's
Yeah,
unknown,
yeah,
right?
true, true.
Someone just flied over
True, true.
here, saved a plane. Of course, the
Yeah.
military will come there.
Yeah, see, that is one place where they can sort of increase the tension because we see the air control room and then
Yeah.
that's it. We don't see anything else that we are trying to do. So we can like sort of increase the tension and be like, okay, how will we do this? And then maybe they can sort of detect something like going through the airspace. And, it's like that Iron Man 1 scene where, everyone's sort of like, what?
Someone like people are scared of unknown, so it'll be really
Yeah.
cool to explore that aspect. We have
Basically,
some
DCU,
chat.
Krrish.
Ankit Kumar Singh says Spider-Man 2 the train scene is perfect. Yeah, that's a really good scene.
Yeah, true, true, true.
So yeah, and also one thing, yeah, we can say after the plane scene, after he saves the plane,
Nona, I have a very different idea.
yeah, yeah, come on,
Let us
we
on.
can have multiple ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like for that, go to me, Krish. See, the main, the Nasruddin Shah, what he was trying to do is, he was trying to create a time machine, right? Which he can foresee.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Future computer.
Yeah.
Hello?
So
Yeah.
that is like pretty big thing. Okay. So even after Nasruddin Shah would have died, na, the people who were sponsoring him would not have given up that idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
True. Actually,
I
that
see,
plays
where
to
you're going. I see where you're going.
yeah. Go on, go on.
Yeah. See, yeah. So like Nasruddin Shah could be one of those people, but there could be major player in him who were like actually sponsoring and who were actually using Nasruddin as his own pawn. So we could start Krish 3 by where Krish left us because no one could that even give up on that future computer thing. Yeah, that is such a big thing. Even after if one man would have died, doesn't make much of a difference because like after Krish interference, people would have like, those guys at least known that somewhere interfered the idea, which means the machine worked. If it once, it could work again.
Yeah.
You know, I have a counter argument for that. So we saw Nasruddin Shah, you know, one big part in Chris 3 was Nasruddin Shah in a way created Kal. So if you make Nasruddin Shah a pawn, he loses
Yeah.
all his value. Like we are degrading our villain in the previous film to make our next film greater, and I don't like that fact. They do that a lot in Flash and these shows that they degrade their previous villain
Hmm.
and just in the favor of making the next villain better. And I don't like that. Let's not destroy Nasruddin Shah's character's legacy.
Then
That's my counter argument to that.
okay, let's make him other stakeholders. Let's make
Let's
other stakeholders who are like equally responsible and powerful as him.
Okay. You know what when you said more
Like there is
people are behind him, I thought of what how Avengers 2 started. Them finishing off Hydra because of course what happened in Winter Soldier.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
went there
yeah.
that Krish is getting rid of all the proof everyone has about his father, so no one else can do it. But
Yeah.
I think we have to go back to the idea of what Krish 3 is trying to be
yeah,
this traditional superhero film,
you know what
and maybe
the
Hmm.
first scene, what happens in that scene, what we are doing here, going back to that same thing. First of all, in the film, it was pretty set up that without Rohit, they cannot build it. Second,
yeah, true.
it is like repetitive because at the end we see that it doesn't matter if he has seen the future. What is gonna happen will happen. So he saw Krish killing him, so he went and killed Krish, and he thought, now I'm done. But again, it didn't happen that way. So he can never change his future. So going back into that, someone else wants to create the machine. It's again we are going back to the deads. We're going back to the dead thing and starting the film with that already.
Uh,
Like we want to continue, right? We want to
See,
make him a
Mark,
superhero in India.
that's true. That's true.
If we go
Yeah.
back to the
Yeah.
already things that have been taken care of, it will make no sense. And at the end, we
And
saw Krrish
uh,
coming back to India,
yeah,
Rohit coming back, so that
yeah,
will not make what he's doing there abroad and all that.
and like my idea for Krish 4 revolves around this time, like the future computer. So we can bring it back in the next movie.
Yeah, sure, sure. So I'll add that point. So your point
yeah.
was, how should I frame it?
I think after killing Nasruddin Shah, if not for the future time machine, they should have gone for Rohit Place because he could be a very valuable asset, right? And the stakeholders could be like Asian or Indian also because we have seen in many movies where they like to keep
You
stars
see,
from
we
different
could we
countries.
could do one thing. We could do
Yeah,
one thing. We can combine Jay's idea. Like we can do it this way that Rohit he doesn't get killed. Like I'm just giving a hypothetical scenario. Rohit doesn't get killed in this
yeah,
movie. Okay, he is alive. And after
yeah,
this movie ends, there's a post-credit scene where the collaborators of Nasruddin Shah to
yeah.
and they make this
Huh.
computer.
Or we
And that would be
we
like
can
a
bring
setup for the
Nasruddin Shah's
sequel.
son, his family.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that could be like a setup for the sequel. So
that's
that
good.
would get people pretty riled
Yeah, yeah,
up. I think there's like a post-credit scene for that. And that wouldn't
yeah.
affect this movie also. Like
True,
most
true.
of the times what happens
Yeah,
is that the middle movie like spends so much time setting up the future movies. But here we're completely focusing on this story. But
yeah.
in the end we're putting a teaser to like the next
Okay.
one, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah.
Chat is quite, So
I think chat is like spellbound with my ideas.
yeah, only two people watching, so that's okay. Guys, if you want to join us, I can give you the link. You can join us. Let me know in the chat. I'll give you the link. One more point I want to talk about, with his actions, trying to show what his character is. So we can show that he saved everyone, and everyone is clicking his picture,
Yeah.
and he's surrounded by people, and he's that introvert thing. He's having anxiety, all the flash around him, and he's not used to it.
I don't know.
To show
Yeah, I
that
get that, but I
introvert
don't.
thing which we talked later, like which we talked before. I'll just write it down. We can talk about it. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, like I get what you're trying to say, but I don't want him to be that kind of a character. Like I kind of want him to be like full of light and it sort of embraces what comes in. Like he sees the good part in everything. When people are congratulating him, he doesn't necessarily see the bad. But I don't know. Like for me, Krrish is kind of like a Superman kind of character, and I think even like a character like Superman, they won't shy away from your cameras coming
So
and
it's
stuff
it's
like
like
that.
we, as we said, no, he's the first time he's
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
out like that, and he's
yeah, yeah.
like he's confronted by the military.
Yeah.
People, he's covered. People are clicking pictures of him. He's not used to it. He's shocked
Yeah.
himself because all his motivation was like running to the
Yeah.
city to save this plane. He was not ready to land. Suddenly his military is like bend down, stay down, and people are clicking picture, and he's just confused what to do, and he just runs away.
Yeah, I mean, how I would do it is probably like maybe when people initially come in, he's like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." People are like, coming around it. But when he sees the military and all, he gets a little freaked out and then he leaves. So then you kind of get a good
See,
depth of his
when I say
character, right?
people clicking picture, is that the staff, the staff down, because when a plane
Yeah.
lands, there's actually no one around. So people only in the plane can do that, and they can be military coming with their jeeps. So there can
Yeah.
be not many people. The people I'm talking about is the people in the plane
Yeah.
and the ground staff, maybe some ground staff people.
Yeah. No, I get that.
That was my point. Even we can have a side character being in the ground staff. He's kind
Yeah,
of a
I
neighbor to
really
them.
want there. I really want there to be like an army character, like who plays a main role. I want that character to sort of be an aid to Krish as the movie progresses.
One of my plan was to go not political, but have that sense that there's more politics in the world. People on the
Yeah.
news talking about who's Krrish. He's an agent. Is it from Pakistan, or he's from
will he
India?
turn on us?
Will he fight for us?
Two
Will he
sides
help?
of a
Why
victory.
he's not going at the border? Like bringing all that political debate under his name. you know,
True,
and
true.
he's a Hindu or he's a Muslim or which god he is, and people are making his statues and you know all that stuff. But that can come later, like not at the beginning. But before, like
Yeah.
I really like the idea of Man of Steel. You know that if something unknown comes in the world, we will be afraid. We'll not be enjoying. Oh, great, we have a
True,
hero
true,
now.
true.
So
Yeah, I
True,
there's
want
true.
there to be a character like Harry Lennox. I think that's the actor's name, who's Martian Manhunter apparently. Like, there's that character who's like he's not fully embraced Superman. He's a little skeptical. So I want a character like that to be there in Chris 3 as well. You know, someone
yeah,
like an army general who's not fully embraced his character. And I sort of want him to become like an aide to Krrish, like towards the end, like sort of like a Jim Gordon to Batman, like sort of like have that kind of relationship towards the end.
yeah. I think
I guess, yeah, go on.
we
Like
can
it's
have
kind
a
of like Arkham
twist.
Origins, I guess.
No, but
What
I
I'm
think
trying
we
to say.
are going away from the thing.
Yeah,
Ankit Kumar Singh says villain's performance should be great. We'll come to villain soon. We'll talk about the hero first. And then he says Christopher
Yeah.
Nolan wrote Man of Steel.
yeah, he was
He
credited
was
with the
actually
story.
offered to make the film, but he said no. He said he let
Yeah,
Zack
Yeah.
Snyder make it. He was done with the
Yeah.
superhero thing.
me and Jay actually talked about this, man. Like we were not sure if Christopher Nolan wrote it, and Jay was like, no, he didn't write it. It was just the producer. But then we checked, and we were like, oh no, he actually wrote it.
He was the executive producer, no?
He was credited with the story as well.
He was
Oh,
like
He was credited with the story as well.
fourth screenplay.
So I mean, because we were there, we were like talking about Batman Begins in our podcast, and we were
yeah,
like, how perfectly Batman Begins as the origin. Like there are places where Man of Steel sort of fails,
yeah.
and then we were like, but you know, Nolan made both. Like Nolan was involved in both. You know, like we were like unsure as to how that happened.
You know, there are some things which worked with Batman but doesn't with Superman.
Yeah, but we were not talking about that necessarily. We were talking more about like Batman's character in Batman Begins was properly explored, like his beliefs and everything. But
Yeah.
in Man of Steel, you kind of saw a lack of that. Like you didn't properly see. Yeah, you saw a lot of Park Kent telling him, you know, don't go outside, don't do this. But we didn't really see him sort of rise into this character of Superman. Like, it's like a totally other topic. But you know, I was just like talking about what we were talking about last week.
Okay. Guys, this is a segue. Go check out Nerdistan podcast. Wanna say something else?
Thanks, man.
The link is
Yeah, I
in the
mean, we talked
description,
about
guys.
Batman Begins last week. Yeah, Nona has been really cool and he's been sharing our podcast. We talked about Batman Begins last week, and tomorrow we're going to do something very different. We're going to talk about movies that will help you get over breakups. And we're going to
Oh,
also share some funny breakup stories. Share some funny breakup stories which I collected from some of my friends. So it's going to be really fun.
not relatable at all.
Yeah, I know. Like when I heard some of those stories, I felt like an alien.
So coming back to the topic.
Anyway,
Yeah, so
Yeah, coming back to the topic.
I think we are going too much into how we start and all. Let's talk about general what our character is. Like, what is his motivation? Why Krrish wants to be a hero? Because he is, because he has the privilege of it and he wants to use it for good. What is the motivation?
Yeah.
He wants to avoid what happened to him to other people. Like that can be his
That's a very
motivation.
interesting point.
I think like
That's a very interesting point because you know, like that's something which is not at all explored in the movie.
Like why he's saving people? Like what is the purpose? What will he get? Like okay, he's a hopeful
It's a bit like
character. That's
Spider-Man,
his,
like
that's his legacy. His father
like
was like that.
hmm.
But he was lonely, right?
I think
He grew up lonely, and he was a hopeful character.
yeah,
That's why it didn't impact him. But still, there should be a
yeah.
drive to what he does, right?
That's a very cool, very interesting point because it's a bit like Spider-Man. I guess that he has so much power that he feels a
Yeah.
responsibility to actually save people,
that
but that's not really explored.
Jay?
I thought Jay was saying something. That's messed up.
yeah. Like I was saying this Spider-Man thing as well. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but we can do something different here, right?
I think it's not about responsibility. Like when we say responsibility, it's like you have powers, you have to use it responsibly. It's more about you have powers.
Yeah,
Like he can sit at home and do nothing, right? He doesn't owe anyone.
yeah,
There's a dialogue in BBS, like you don't owe anyone in this world. Like he's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to go and save everyone. Like, but he does.
Yeah.
So why he does that? What is driving him? Maybe
So in
he
a way,
doesn't
I guess
want.
you could,
Yeah.
because he started doing the superhero thing was because he wanted to save everyone from the fire. But the main thing that fueled him was to save his dad, like in the first movie.
Yeah.
I think like if there's like a scene between the two people, like between Krish and his dad, where they like they talk about continuing this superhero stuff in
Yeah.
like for him to
Maybe
sort of
his
embrace this.
father, like he gave up, like he doesn't need to, but his father inspired him.
That's the thing. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, because his father was also a guy. He was also someone who helped people. Like he helped an alien, where he didn't have to in shit. What was the first movie's name?
What?
In Koi Mil Gaya. Koi Mil Gaya. My God, I blanked out for a second. I was like, what was the first movie's name? But in Koi Mil Gaya, he saved the alien, and he was a friend to the alien when no one was. So his father already has that sort of characteristic to him.
Yeah.
So like
Ankit
we could have a
Kumar,
scene where he's like,
Ankit
yeah, go
Kumar
on.
Singh raises a good point. I think it depends upon who raised our character. Most of his abilities will come from that. And Varun is in the chat. He says, "Hi, you gave dhoka to us, bro."
Nani.
I think that's a good point. Who raised him? Like his grandmother raised him, and I wrote it here. He was made to suppress his powers. Like even in Krish, when he
Yeah.
finally has to use it, like he thinks a lot, and then finally he said, "No, I have the powers. I have to save them." So that was kind of a driving force for him. But
Yeah.
now, what does it like? He got his father back. Like everything is good now, and it's a risky thing. Like it's not easy thing to go out and save people. We have police
I
inspectors,
think
firefighters.
yeah, I think for the at least for the
Wow,
first 10 to
starting here.
build up towards Chris, to him to personally him to find out the reason why he want to continue that. Because like as you said, in Chris, his driving force is save his father. But in Chris 3, it's not just he got power, so he will eventually save the world. There has to be something driving him, and we could do this in a 10-15 minutes, like by making him introduced to other characters, like inspire him in a way. Like if I had that power, I would have saved my family or something.
Yeah.
Then he would
But
have
Yeah,
like
I got your point. I got your point. That you
even
need a
yeah,
character
that's true.
to show him that if they had power,
But I
they
don't
would
want a
have
character
saved
death.
someone.
Yeah, I don't want a death. Yeah, but I don't want a death necessarily because I feel like that's a very cliched thing to do
Yeah,
with most
yeah,
superheroes.
yeah.
Like someone dies, like father, mother, like I really hope they don't go that route. I'm actually okay with having a conversation between them. That's the idea I kind of want to go, like the father and son having this conversation.
I think it happened in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, like,
Sam
he's like
Raimi's.
a
Your voice is breaking.
yes, my connection would be a little bit of an issue, but let's hope that it stays.
Your voice is breaking a little bit. Hello, guys.
Yeah, can you hear me
He's
now?
reconnecting, I guess.
Yeah. So where were we? So how should I frame that?
We were talking about his motivation,
Yeah.
a reason behind his powers, like a reason behind his actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wants to use his power, not waste it. But that can be a reason. He was made to suffer. We can go into a flashback also, to show what happened once he didn't use his power. Like Man of Steel, that he didn't use his power to save his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Actually, like, if you can see,
Your voice is breaking,
you can
bro.
like pick it up.
Your voice is breaking.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Nah, it's breaking.
Okay, maybe let Jay take.
Yeah. Jay, you want to say something until he fixes it?
Yeah, that's a pretty good point, but I don't entirely want like him to get inspired from his father only. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
that makes
he
sense.
Rohit will like yeah. Like it's always like why it has to be like so generic and father son family related only. Let him explore his world. Let him explore what he wants to do.
So
Yeah,
I got
Let him clear his
yeah.
mind first.
So I this is my idea. I'm going to combine both of them. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible?
yeah,
Okay. So what my point is,
Yeah.
they're going to
Yeah,
combine
yeah, yeah.
what happened in the start of Krish 3. So you remember that aeroplane scene?
yeah,
So let's have a scene set in the house of Krish, and Krish is like, he's kind of quit. He's not continuing being Krish, because he's like, it served the purpose. I wanted it, and it's done. And then you have this news breaking out in the TV that this aeroplane is going down, and that
yeah.
there's no one to save it. And then his father sort of tells him that you have this great power, you have to use it for good. So we're kind of taking both of them into consideration. We're having something happen in the world, position to save someone, and he has to make the decision to save them. And what sort of helps him to decide that is his father. So like having like
Uh,
West.
you know what happens here is that I was thinking he needs to act, he needs to commit something, and something goes wrong, which makes him think like he should not do it, and then his father come into the picture and inspire him like why he should do it and what not, something like that.
Yeah, but yeah, that could also
That
work.
can be his
I mean,
arc in the film, that something goes wrong, he decides that
yeah.
this is not doing right, this is not his job, like maybe this is not what he's, maybe his father did it, but it's not him, he cannot, the pressure of we see Bollywood stars, the pressure
Yeah.
Abhishek Bachchan had because he was son of Amitabh Bachchan. Maybe
Yeah.
that can be his one of his thing that what do you say, a conflict in him, that the pressure of being the son
True, and
of.
also that's also true. And not only the pressure of being a son, like what Krish does during the start of the movie is all like like how like all normal things. Like he's just saving a kid from the wire and stuff like that. But when Vivek Oberoi's character sort of comes in, those
Yeah,
are like very super antagonists. So maybe he gets his ass beat up, when he faces them. And then, he's like in this very down moment where he's like, he doesn't want to do this anymore. He's like, this is not my job anymore. And then you probably have a moment like in Batman Begins in the end, where like the entire house is destroyed, and Alfred tells him, why did
yeah,
we fall? So like a moment like that between him and his dad, that would like make a good arc, I think.
yeah.
And, like as we were talking earlier about the for the character developed Priya, we could give her something as well, like to teach Krish at least, because like we could really use Priya here. Like it would be very great for her character to get involved
Okay,
in the initial portion of becoming a
using
superhero.
Priya to what, develop Krishna. I think
And
we are making him
yeah.
too weak, maybe.
Uh,
I feel like
Probably.
we are getting so much into it. Like, if Priya is also helping, his father is also helping him, what are they doing? Like, are they only serving his character? That's not
I
wrong.
think
That's not wrong. But
no, but
Like,
I really want Priya's character to have like an arc where she's sort of investigating that Carl laboratories or something about the vaccine,
yeah,
like being a
like,
proper like Lois Lane kind of character.
I want
She's
their
like investigating the
relationship to be a
vaccine.
struggle. I want their relationship to be a
hmm.
struggle. I think people like, oh, this is true love. Like, I don't believe in that. I believe in what Lijo Joes did in Angamani Diaries. You saw that, no? You saw that, no? That how,
Yeah, yeah,
oh, you are my true love.
yeah.
2 days later, she got married and she left. Oh,
Uh,
you are my true love. He had to leave her because he was going to jail. Then finally, out of nowhere, he fell in love with someone else, and that's how life is. So I don't want like, oh, this is true love. Anything we can stand anything. I don't want that shit.
Sure.
to
But
be
I mean, I wouldn't want to break them off
And
also.
not break them off, but
Yeah.
that's
Like,
how you learn. That's how you learn. Ask your parents. Of
Yeah,
course, they
yeah.
have different opinion. They get into a fight, but they still
True,
that's
true.
how they grow. And I want the relationship to grow. I don't want
Yeah.
it to be stringent like, oh, they are love, they are in love, they are for made for each other. That's it. Nothing. They are everything is fine between them. I don't want that.
Yeah. True, true, true.
Maybe he cannot give her time enough while he's going for, so maybe
But
the party scene, maybe he cannot make it. The party scene, he cannot make
see,
it.
but I think the problem is that like she's a journalist, so she kind of understands what all happening around the world. So I think goes a little bit contradictory if she doesn't understand like what about the time aspect at least.
No, I'm not saying
Like
she doesn't
then you know what's
understand.
happening around the world.
I'm not saying she doesn't understand, but of course they'll be like this.
Yeah.
No, we are not getting
Okay.
time for each other. Look at
Yeah, yeah, probably.
there's a she don't say it to him like, why are you not giving me time? I'm not saying that. I don't want to go into that. I'm saying she feels that she's missing him. Like they are losing life together. They could have spent that time together, but they are sacrificing that. Because then we have to give her also motivation why she's okay to give that sacrifice. Is she that good, that sacrifice? I don't want to give
Yeah.
that Mother India concept, but she should have her own beliefs, like what she believes in.
True, true, true. I can see that.
Maybe the party scene, it can be that Krrish, that introvert thing again. I'm bringing that again and again. I'm trying to manipulating you to accept that.
I
he's-
won't accept it.
Maybe he's introvert and
I'm
he
taking a
didn't
vow not to accept
come
it.
for that party scene just as an excuse, and that's what raises your tension, that he's trying to run away from that problem, and she is like, don't run away. I want her to be a strong character. I don't want her to be a what they did in the film,
I get what
made
you're
her
saying.
a
I get
damsel
what
in
you're
distress.
saying,
Let's
yeah.
see the chat.
I mean, that's why I wanted to sort of be an investigator.
Oh, nice point.
report. I want her to,
Do you guys have watched Room? I've not seen Room. Any of you?
even I've not watched. I've not watched it.
Sorry, bro.
It's
And
Brie Larson, right?
Bro.
Brie Larson, right?
I have no clue. Which is that film? Was the worst film of ever made, with that guy who directed it, produced it. He was the actor. He was the writer. There's a full meme. He goes on the terrace and throws a bottle.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
Hey,
it.
what makes you say that?
I've
What
seen
that
it. I've
is?
seen
That
it.
film is Room, right?
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
No. I think there are two movies.
Ah, okay.
There are
Hopefully
two
that.
movies.
Yeah, that's-
Hopefully that's not what he's
Brie
talking about.
Larson.
What makes you say that?
I don't know why he said that. He also said Rachel in Dark Knight trilogy. She was a good character. Disaster Artist. That was the
Rachel in the Dark.
remake of that film. Yeah.
Very-
No, but why did you bring that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
he's asking
remake,
that only. Okay. Yeah, so he's saying Rachel in Dark Knight. That's a pretty good character.
Okay.
That's what they did. In that film also.
I think they are.
Yeah, continue. Jay.
Yeah, like as I was saying, I think we missed very important thing. Like in Krrish, we were shown Krishna had lived a life, very underprivileged life. Okay, it's been like half of life he has been with his nanny and with little kids, and in like rural area. So, and Priya is a very modern girl. Okay, she has been gone through her education, high class education, has gone through globally. She's like with a modern approach. So we can also show how Krishna adjusts to her life in a way. How he tries to adjust him. With
Yeah. To modern life, basically. He was living in like a Stone Age life, in a way. Or maybe we can explore that inferiority complex.
Exactly. Yeah.
The how in daily life we see people coming from village to cities, what they face. Like if they don't know good English, then you are not educated enough. Like how we start to see people through how they speak and how they behave. So maybe we can explore that aspect too. But
Yeah, and
yeah,
and it could give us a that being superhero sometimes is just not enough. Like you can have all the superpowers, but it just won't enough to like fit in the world you are living in the society which is there.
he's a misfit.
Yeah, we could say that.
Definitely, Misfit is definitely.
Misfit is actually most superheroes are misfits as a
Yeah,
person.
because they are a
But
superhero.
that's true. But I think we should also not alienate too much from, like, I don't want to go like Man of Steel where, he's always sad all
No, but
the time.
no, of course, by the end we want to resolve some of it. Not everything,
Yeah,
like not
true,
everything
true.
over at the end everything is good. No, not that, but at least some of it. Again, I am trying to manipulate that introvert thing.
No, I would agree. Absolutely.
He's a misfit. See, that's the theme of the franchise, right? Being misfit in the world. That's what Rohit
Yeah.
was. That was his father was. He believed that aliens exist. He made a machine. His father died. Then Rohit was a misfit due to that. He spent his all life like that. Then Krishna was also a misfit because he had powers but he couldn't use it. It was kind of how Dash was in Incredibles.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's like when his father was weak, and he was just like this, like, complete, I guess you can say, like,
Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking.
even at that, oh my God. Is it better?
No. Ankit Kumar Singh says movie should be
Still
more
breaking.
dark. Not dark, but
I
let's
wouldn't agree
try
with
to
that.
be in gray area. Let's not just go dark, total dark.
Yeah.
Actually, movie goes to dark
See,
themes, the death they explore
Yeah.
in the film, but let's not go too dark. At the end, it should be hopeful.
But yeah, see, the tone which I want to go for is season 1 of The Flash. That's the tone which I want to go for.
Yeah. Not everyone knows that, but okay. We'll
Yeah, I know.
make you guys know what we are talking about.
Yeah. And just season 1, not any of the other seasons. I have to make that very clear.
Yeah, so he's a misfit is a really good point.
Yeah, and we could do one thing like in Krrish when he wears the cap when he decides to put on a cape, he only does to help people. Okay, it was the need of the movement.
Yeah.
But when in Krrish 3 first time he was shown in that cape, I want him to be like from that moment on he decided his mind. He made up his mind like, this he wants to do.
Yeah.
So that should be like first.
I think
cape moment. So that's a big
what
impact
what
as
we
well.
are getting
Rather than
into
just
that.
giving him what introduction scene.
You know what we are getting into is I think we are missing a whole movie between Krrish 3 and Krrish. That is Krrish 2 actually. Where he learns to be a superhero.
Yeah.
And then we get into Krrish 3. I think that's what's happening. Because there's so much things
Yeah.
not
I mean,
we didn't go through in the film.
that's true, yeah.
I think that's why that was the reason he'll make Krrish 2 now and which will be a prequel.
I mean, see, I think I am hopeful for Krrish 4 actually, and I like compared to everyone else. Like I see everyone very skeptical about Krrish 4, but I hope they do make it.
No, of course I
Yeah,
want
they-
it. I want it.
Yeah.
Whatever they do it, I just want a superhero.
I'm just saying that general perception seems to be very negative on Krrish 4. Like you're like, "Arey, what will they make now?
Yeah.
Like they'll just copy a bunch of.
You know,
Hollywood
but,
movies. I
With his
Sorry for this.
current choice, right, Ritik's, what he's doing with War,
Yeah.
with this what was his film, man? Super 30.
Super 30.
Not everyone like loved that film, but I loved it. Like there are reasons for that. But what he's doing, even in War, it was him who decided he wants to have that white hair. The director was against it.
Nice.
He said, "You're a
Yeah.
big hero. Why?" He said, "No, no.
I was
It will
thinking,
add
yeah.
to his character." A day before
You
the
did-
shooting start, just going off track here. The day before the shooting start of
Yeah.
War, he called the director in his he was actually injured also, his back was hurt, so he called the director in his hotel room and said, I cannot do it, I think it's all wrong, I cannot do this, I think there's nothing to do, there's my character has
I mean,
nothing
he
to do.
was right. He was right in a way.
Yeah, so I think, and after that he, the actor explained to him, and then he thought, let's do something with my character, let's add depth to him. And I think that really adds a lot of good things I liked in War.
That really added.
Yeah,
Actually, I really liked Hrithik's entire character sort of arc in War.
yeah.
Like, that was the one thing which I kind of
It was a mysterious, some mystery to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
I love that scene, when we see Khaled and he calls him and he just looks at him, and we thought he'll say, get emotional for him and all. I said like, no, he's out. I don't want him.
True.
And then we're like, why is saying that? And like, yeah, I killed your father. Here in the eye and in the chest. I'm like, whoa, man, what is this happening? I never seen a hero perform like that. And after that, we like it is all a test,
yeah.
but still he's serious. He's not like, oh, I love you. He was my best friend. I will protect you and all. Like, he's still strict with him. He wants to still tell him whatever past is, I don't care. But you are a soldier here. And I think that was really good touch to that character. Okay, coming back to Krrish. Yeah.
No,
tell
but
me.
I just want to add one thing to all. Like, I honestly feel like that would have been a much better movie with a tighter screenplay and maybe a different approach to the direction. I think that would have been a much better film.
For?
Just War. I'm talking about War.
Okay.
I just was like trying to end that.
I think basically what War did, it really broke the stereotypes about what hero films have, generally. Like Tiger Shroff is a big
True,
hero
I
right
would
now.
definitely agree with
Him choosing to do
Yeah.
a negative role. Hrithik going, trying to go really different. Like the approach was new, very fresh. We're not seen in Bollywood.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think the approach to that was in terms of like as it is, if you just that's where I think it kind of weakens up a little bit, but
yeah. Okay. Back to Krrish.
Okay.
So Pravan Teja is here. Thank you for coming by. What about nuance? He says. And Ankit Kumar Singh says Krrish should have a character like Caesar. Are you talking about the Ape Caesar?
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I love that film. Man.
Caesar.
I love that franchise. The second film was too
It's a great.
too like cringy for me sometimes. Too stereotypical film. Second one, but third I loved. Second one was too stereotypical, man. It was like I've seen that story so many times. That one of the ape
That
goes
is true,
rogue
but-
and he takes up. Now
Yeah, but
he's
I don't know. I still liked it.
It was,
And
I
apparently-
liked the film, but it was too stereotypical and sometimes cringy. Like some
apparently-
dialogues.
Apparently,
But the
just a
third
piece
one
of
I loved.
trivia
I love
here.
the third one.
yeah, just a piece of trivia here. The second one was actually rushed into production because
Yeah, I
the
read
original
that.
director had So
Yeah.
I think even in spite of that, they came up with that. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like in spite of the heavy CGI involved and all, the story still flowed pretty well.
Yeah.
It could have been a Justice League situation.
If Ankit Kumar, can you tell me in what way you are talking about Caesar? Because Caesar starts as a weak character. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand. But he uses his power to do good for his fellow apes, and then he naturally becomes a leader. So what particular thing are you talking about? What kind of Caesar's characteristic you want in Krrish?
I'm very interested to hear this.
It's a kind of can you say coming of age for Krrish?
It is. That's what I'm trying to get to. He's
Next-
like an inexperienced hero.
One important
Towards
thing.
the end, he's sort of,
Yeah.
One important thing. Krrish is he's married in this film. In the original. Do you want him married or they are dating? If you want to have a child
Bro,
at the end of the film, we
we can
need to
just
get
wild
them
idea.
married.
I don't want him to have a child. I don't know.
I really want that child, man. There's so many possibilities.
So we can have both. No, we can have them dating but still have a child.
Uh, I think we are still not used to that
Reached that,
in
yeah.
India.
Uh, I have this very wild idea. Like, I don't know if it fits or not, but I think we should let Krishna watch other superhero movies, or at least read
Nah,
about comics
nah,
and stuff.
man, no. I don't want to go that route. It's
It would
done
be a
too
bit
many.
like Bhavesh
Yeah,
Joshi.
it's done in Bhavesh Joshi. It's done in the Flying Jet. You know,
Yeah.
being meta that
I
superhero
didn't watch.
exists.
No,
I
no,
don't
not
want to
like
go
that.
there. Yeah, say it.
Okay.
No, Jay is now gone off the chart. Jay is gone off the chart.
We attacked him. We surrounded him.
We are not-
Hi Deepa
And like
GR.
discover him what
Abhay,
this
hi
superhero
Abhay,
do.
sorry. Yeah, you were saying?
Jay, continue, man. Continue.
Sorry. Hello.
Yeah, and like to discover him what a superhero does actually. And I want him to tie all of that in very different comical ways. He collects this from one hero and like he tries at least in the first half and he messes up because those are not his identity. He wants to create his own identity and his own ideology. So then he will realize maybe like I'm something more.
I think we are way past that though, because like he sort of gets his identity in the end of Krish 1. So I mean, if this was like a different hero, I would love to see that happening, like reading from other people,
Hmm.
other comics, and sort of borrowing from everyone. And it's kind of meta as well because all superhero movies borrow from other movies. You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of meta. But I don't think that sort of like
Yeah.
applies to Krish as a
You
hero.
know,
That's
you
just my
know, thank you, Jay, for bringing this. It's a very interesting point. I should write it down. So he's inspired by superheroes in media. Superheroes in media. See, what's the problem with this point, right? You can say Kick-Ass. You can take Bhavesh Joshi.
Yeah.
Bhavesh Joshi was a little different than this, but the point is that the motivation to become a hero is for the not just you want to save people, is to get that fame, to get that popularity, to be the savior.
Yeah.
You know that's the complex those characters have when they want to be a superhero by looking at other superheroes. But Krish is not that character at all. He became a superhero because
Yeah.
he had to say he didn't become a superhero. He just he wore a costume just to save people and hide his identity. He didn't want all of this. So this doesn't work that he wants to be a
Yeah.
superhero. He doesn't want to be a superhero. But he wants to save people. So he has to save, from villains, he has to save his identity.
True.
So that's the only reason he is wearing a costume and all of that.
Yeah.
So that's where this point doesn't work for me because I said it. Yeah, that's it. Let
Yeah,
me
you know
know.
what would be interesting? What would be interesting? It would be very interesting to hear Rakesh Roshan sort of like, explain this character to us. Like, just explain this character in an interview or something.
Yeah, man.
Like, because I never sort of heard anything else. Like, we have seen the movies, but I kind of want to hear what his thoughts are on this character that he created.
Yeah.
What this character stands for and everything. I
So
mean, because I feel like this is a character that has the potential to sort of become this really big Indian pop culture figure.
yeah,
But I don't know, he's not quite reached the surprising.
yeah. Abhay asked where is Varun. Sorry, man. He's busy today, so couldn't join. Hopefully, he may join later. Let's see. But I'll let him know that you were asking for him. Then Ankit Kumar's message got deleted. I don't know what was that. He retracted. Okay. Then he says Logan was different from other superhero movies. Of course, man. Logan was Logan. Logan was something. Logan was also meta in a way. There were comic books and all that.
Yeah.
But it was
True,
very
true,
used
true.
very differently.
Yeah. Logan should have been the last X-Men movie. Like, it shouldn't have been Dark Phoenix. I'll just put it
I didn't even see that film. I didn't even see the trailers. Like I was so disinterested. After that film, no Apocalypse. Was it Apocalypse?
Yeah.
After that film, I
Yeah, it
was
was
done.
Apocalypse.
Like Apocalypse was supposed to be a Thanos of X-Men, but they just brought him in one film and done. That was so bad,
His
man.
character was so powerful, man. I'm disappointed.
I just want to like explain how I watched Dark Phoenix. Like the reason why I watched Dark Phoenix. I was actually trapped because I was in the airport. I was waiting for my flight to Pune, and I reached like many hours early. So I didn't have anything to watch. And like Dark Phoenix was the movie that the movie was just on my phone, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll watch it now.
CC is flexing.
Although the last 20-30 minutes was fun. I would say that.
Abhay
it was,
says
yeah.
Abhay says a cliffhanger in the ending with a small post-credit scene will be better.
Yeah, we actually, I think, already discussed
talked about
that.
Dark Phoenix is shit.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I've not seen it, so I'll not hate on it. Sorry, I've not seen it. I've not seen anything, but I'm not interested.
Hate on
at
it,
all.
Nona. Embrace the darkness.
Okay, coming back to Krrish, guys. Coming back to Krrish. It's already what 1 hour since we are streaming, and we have only talked about the hero.
We thought we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, I think
I think we
again,
can
as
go to
I
the
said in the before, no, we are making Krrish 2 now. We are not making Krrish 3. I think we need to cut down on the reasons. And again, man, to make a complex character, it's very important to him. So I think we'll do this in the next session, but there are some problems the character has. It's inside him. It's very difficult for him to let go. Then there are things which he can let go. He can learn and improve. Then there are some good things that may change later, and then there are some good things that so tied to his personality that they can never change. So we'll break that down in the next session when we do write about the characters individually. But again, we have to give those personalities to him. But again, we cannot resolve everything. We cannot have so many conflicts and so many good things with him. I think we only wrote conflicts with him, and we didn't write good things about him. He's hopeful because that's so easy, man. Like, that's the problem with it.
I mean, I think they got that aspects right in the movie. They're trying to give some kind of complexity to the character so that he's not so simple-minded.
So Abhay says, first of all, what made you think was missing in Krrish so that you are writing this film? So we did this last time. So we made a table of good and bad. So we don't want these things to be in the film, and we want to emphasize more on these things. That's the point. And I think this is gonna take long time. We are already only on Krrish for so long. Yeah, so I think that's the major point. We can develop more on the side characters in the next session too. Today we can do just hero and villain.
I thought the main point was to get a job with Rakesh Roshan. That's why I came here.
See, Rakesh Roshan is watching this, I'm telling you. And do contact us. We'll be available. We can have a writer's room for the next film, and we can have fun.
For a Krrish universe,
Yeah.
We'll have all sort of characters.
Yeah.
We'll rival the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
Look, we'll do better than DC, at least.
Shots fired.
I'm a huge DC fan, guys. Don't hate on me.
Okay. Yeah, so I think let's move on.
I think we'll talk about the villain now, right? We've talked a lot about the hero.
Yeah, let's get to that. And just one thing, Abhay asked, will you follow the same arcs screenplay structure for this movie or play with the screenplay? So what we are doing is we are sticking to the basic structure. The things like the villain, we are sticking with the villain, Carl, that he is his brother. Dr. Mehra created Carl. We'll stick to that part, and then we'll change the motivation of the villain. We'll change some dynamics, and we'll change some storylines. Like, there's no statue, first of all. The Krrish is unknown in this world. Like, people don't know who Krrish is yet.
Batman took back his statue.
Yeah. So we're not going into that thing, and we are trying to develop a world where Krrish exists, and not just that Krrish exists, that's it, that's the world. So we are working on that too. So our basic structure is the structure of that, what the film does with the family dynamic, what's going on, the legacy, the sticking to science fiction, all that will remain there. We'll reconstruct how characters work, how the characters are working, and how the arc goes. Yeah, so we did almost right what goes behind Krrish. We didn't talk about his powers. He can run faster than a normal human.
He needs a weakness.
So first of all, he can run faster. He can swim faster. Like, he's a Captain America in that way. He's a
I think he can
super soldier kind
swim
of.
and run faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit more than Captain America, I would say. I think.
He can jump again.
Like
Agility is greater than a
jumping is
normal
great
human
thing.
being.
Yeah.
He's athletic. Then
What would be his weakness, though? I'm
agility.
trying to
His
think of a
weakness,
weakness.
maybe stamina. He gets tired.
That'd be a little bit like Kid Flash, I think, from Young Justice.
No, but that makes sense, right? Maybe
But he swam through the
he gets
sea
power
now.
from the sun. Let's continue with that, no?
Yeah, true. So it doesn't mean in night time he doesn't have any powers.
He can store some amount of it, but he get drained faster at night. Maybe it
Okay, so
drains
it's like
faster at
Starfire.
night.
It's like
Dude,
Starfire,
stop doing
kind of.
this. Anything I say like this, oh, like that character. Oh, like that character.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. So
I think
I mean, we
the
could even
sun thing
have.
works because it works because Jadoo is the one who got. But also
Yeah.
no, like people say that Supergirl is stronger than Superman because she lived there. No, what was the point?
Yeah. Something like that. I
Like
mean, I've not
because
caught up
he
with
was
Supergirl.
born, Krish was born with those powers. That's why he's stronger than Rohit maybe because when Rohit had powers.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Rohit did
Yeah.
not have powers. Like he was just buffed up and like just. But also
I mean, he could
Rohit.
stop time in that one song. Remember with Preeti Zinta in the
Arey.
rain.
Let's not go there. See, now you see me stole that scene from Koi Mil Gaya, okay?
Yeah. I was like, I almost went and filed a suit against Now You See Me.
Abhay, we'll get into the villain. Just give us 2 minutes. We'll just finish the power part.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
weakness, his power drain faster at night. That
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
don't want stamina to be a weakness, but I like the power draining idea because
I
I'm
think
kind of
stamina is
foreseeing.
very basic. That of course, someone who's
Yeah.
like fighting or something,
True,
he'll get
true.
tired. I think that's basic thing, basic
No,
human thing.
I like the idea of Sun because like if like we can have him have his ass kicked in the middle in the night itself, and then maybe in the last climatic fight when like the fight happens, you see him sort of waiting on like he's sort of like controlling him and sort of letting time pass. Like maybe the fight takes place at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the night, so he's
Yeah.
like kind of like putting him down and sort of containing him.
Yeah,
so
using
that he can,
using his brain now, like
yeah, he's
not
using
just his
brain to sort
body.
of
Yeah.
pass time.
But
Yeah, and
I
sort
want
of
to
like
ask one
when
thing. Do you want to use that device, the
Yeah.
MacGuffin in the original? I think that's a really cool
that'd be
concept. We have to
that
see
concept is
like that
Yeah,
that
yeah, I
idea
love
is used throughout the film to
Yeah.
first of all it's established in the first scene what it does, then it comes back again. It used to
Yeah.
make
True.
like Krish is dead right in the film. Then Rohit uses
Yeah.
it to get him back. Then he uses it again to kill the villain. So it has a major plot point.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that in spite of Krish being supercharged, and let's just say that he's supercharged now, but the fight is still at night. He doesn't go all berserk on him because he knows that, I have to conserve my power. And then we
Yeah,
can sort of, that actually sort of, contributes to his arc as well.
yeah.
I don't know. I think it makes sense.
He's athletic. He's agile. Okay, strong spelling.
He has wonderful long hair.
What's the spelling of agile, man? Agility is okay.
AGILE.
Okay, let it be.
MBA
AGILE.
students.
Let's stick with agility. And what? I think that's it with his powers.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he's just
Uh,
good at everything. Like he can do everything what a normal human being does, but better, basically.
True.
that's a good point. So I think
I really want to get the soundtrack of Krrish, like just the background music.
I think we should play that while writing it. Like not on the stream, of course. You'll get copyrighted.
Copyright, just to get to that zone of the character.
Yeah. I think we can improve more on it later.
Yeah.
Let's
talk
get
about
to the villain. Let's get to the villain. Yay, wrong spelling.
So the first thing, yeah. So the first thing we can do is we can go back in time and get Heath Ledger actually for the role.
Let's give good things to Vivek Oberoi. Like he's not that bad of an actor. He can do good performance.
He's actually a pretty good actor, but what we should do is we should not let him do press for him. That's it.
Pardon? We should not?
We should not let him do press for the movie. Like no interviews.
Yeah. And
Just
he doesn't get to choose his costume. Like, no.
Yeah. Wait, did he choose the costume?
No.
Okay.
Ankit Kumar Singh says, cast good actor for villain. Vijay Sethupathi. What do you
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Ankit
No,
Kumar
I
Singh,
mean,
what do you say? Vijay Sethupathi.
Maybe for the next one.
Yeah. That's casting is not an issue. We are just making a character now.
Let's stick with Vivek Oberoi.
Yeah.
Because he was the original. So let's just stick with
So I think the first thing that comes is his childhood, which
Yeah.
affects him the most. He was an experiment.
Yeah.
Okay. No love, maybe.
Yeah.
And he was, have you guys seen Stranger Things?
The opposite of Krrish. Yeah. 11, right?
Yeah, kind of 11. 11 from Stranger Things.
I mean, it's like parallel opposite to Krrish because Krrish was brought up with a lot of love, but he's like Carl is kind of complete opposite, you could say.
Yeah. Do you need to? I think we should stick to the name.
Carl.
Ankit Kumar
I
Singh says
love how-
perfect. Vijay Sethupathi as the villain. Maybe in next film we'll give him a better role.
No, in Krrish 4, yeah, it's a much
Yeah.
better role. What I have in mind.
Yeah. So I written down some things. Yeah. So there's a dialogue. Sorry guys for the audio. Just moving my mic. Yeah, there
Oh,
were
I thought
some
it was okay.
dialogues which helps us tell more things about the villain. So there's a dialogue says like अनजान लोग अनजान जगह से डर what अनजान जगह डराते हैं अनजान लोग और अनजान जगह डराते हैं. I think that says a lot about his character because he spent all his time in a lab.
It says more than the narration.
Maybe he
Like, we
went to
should get rid of the narration.
different places, unknown places. He was experimented on, so he was always scared, lonely.
I mean, I would love to have like a Batman Begins scenario where he's like traveling around the world, sort of like discovering new stuff, like new sort of scientific experiments sort of thing. Like have him have a very rough childhood,
Yeah,
but also have him like travel the world around. But like, do we
maybe
keep his
maybe he traveled the world, but he never could see it. He always heard it. Maybe one of his thing is that he wants to see the world. Wish to see the
Yeah.
world. Because
Yeah.
he stick to this, right? We will stick to that. He cannot walk, right? He can only move his two fingers. He's paralyzed.
Yeah. Oh, Jay left us, man. I think he got
What?
like offended.
No, man, come on. I think he's still hungover over the. Ankit Kumar Singh says villain character should be original. Yeah, we'll keep it original. He's okay. I think. See, when I say 11 from Stranger Things, first of all, 11 is not a villain. I'm just taking a reference that how 11 was just an experiment. She was, there was no love, and then she got love in her life. So, but Carl didn't get. That's the point. I think that's why he was so lonely. He created the mutants, 2 mutants. We'll not get 5 mutants. We don't want to get into henchmen.
I mean, for me, the whole mutant storyline I never really liked that much, but
Yeah, that made a point in the film because he wanted to, find a thing that can cure him. So he went into animals and,
True,
using
true.
their DNA. That makes sense. I think we can stick to
Yeah.
that.
True.
Him researching.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense in the story. Like, it's not something which I like a lot, but I can see why it makes sense in the story.
Yeah. I think instead of, because he just want to DNA thing, instead of that, we can have that he created 2 mutants.
So, who are we keeping? Are we keeping Striker?
Of course, we are keeping Kaya. Kaya and
Yeah,
her
obviously,
brother, or 2 sisters, 2 brothers, whatever.
We can keep Kaya and Striker, I guess. Striker is like the tongue guy, right? Striker.
Was it? Striker, right?
It's something. It sounds like a dog's name.
Striker.
I hope I didn't offend anyone who's named Striker.
Is Jay coming?
And I don't. He said his network is down in WhatsApp.
Okay.
He
Join
probably
us
does.
anytime, whenever you can. Let him know.
Okay, so I don't want there to be a love triangle between Kaya, Krrish, and not love triangle, but
There was never a
whatever
love
they.
triangle actually. Only she loved him.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I
it
don't
was kind
mind
of
that.
a redemption arc. Her redemption. You can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the redemption arc,
Have
but
you
I
seen
don't
Dragon
want.
Ball Z?
No.
Okay. So there is a character which
Okay.
like there's a future story. Like spoilers, guys. Dragon Ball Z fans, sorry. So there's a
No, fans are
future,
watched it.
like from future, someone comes from the future and tell them. Then there is a villain that will come, okay, and he's
Okay.
going to destroy everything. So prepare yourselves. So they prepare themselves, and when they reach that point in the time, the future changes. So
Okay.
there were supposed to be two androids who will destroy the whole world and kill all the heroes, but instead of two, there are four now, and they didn't
Okay.
knew there were two more. That future has changed. So the two more, no, one of them is more kind of, you can say, like he's so
Advanced.
powerful that he can just destroy everyone.
Okay.
He's supposed to be very quiet, but he can destroy everyone. But when we explore his character, he loves nature,
Okay.
and he gets angry whenever anyone does anything to animals and all that. So the he characters become good in a way that he supports the nature, is against his creation.
Okay.
So
So you
maybe
want something?
I think what they even try to do when she explored humanity,
Yeah.
like like Carl raised her like hate humanity and all of that. Humans are bad and all because what they did to him. Maybe when she comes in a way, comes in touch with the humanity, she explores their every kind of people, and she wants to live her way. You know how
True.
Flash Iris, Mirror Iris,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that kind of, that she wants to live.
Something better than that, but yeah, I
Kaya
understand what you're
wants to live
saying. And you
when
can have like a
she
conflict between Kaya and
gets
Striker,
in
like a central conflict.
touch with humanity. Like that doesn't make sense, to be honest, in today's world.
Yeah. No, but
May-
I kind of want to see a conflict between Kaya and Striker. Like you want Striker to not embrace humanity
Maybe
and have Kaya embrace humanity. So that you have opposites there, like between the relationship.
I think we'll go into what I'm gonna say. I think we'll go into that Wanda and his brother thing.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
they
quickly.
hate humanity because something happened to them too.
Yeah.
Maybe like that, but
And
I think
yeah,
we'll
so
go
and
into that.
have you can have Kaya sort of like becoming like sort of redeeming and sort of try understanding humanity, but you can have Striker being still opposite. So then you can have conflict between them.
Maybe a striker is, like a reality check. Like we are not humans. We are,
Yeah, yeah.
he made us. You know how he
I
can
mean,
explore. We can explore this concept of what God wants us to be, right? That someone,
yeah,
you read about that God wants us this, and he's just that. He just wants to do
yeah.
what God has said, and the other one wants to explore and to see what they really want to be instead of what has already been written for them. We can explore that aspect in that. What do you say,
True. Yeah, completely agree with that.
Chad? What do you like this idea? So, difference of ideology.
Yeah.
Difference of
Because I mean that gives more depth to Striker's character as well. Because
yeah,
in the actual movie he doesn't really have much depth.
yeah. Striker sticks single K
I mean
sticks
I'm still not sure if Striker
to
is gay.
his
This is like
whatever it is.
the fraud
Striker. How should I frame it? Striker sticks to his
that believes.
beliefs, or what he's created for, like his mission.
Yeah, yeah. I mean like he was brought up in that way, so he sticks to his beliefs, I guess you can say.
Okay, beliefs
But whereas
and refuse to go against nature.
he
Against
yeah.
nature means against his creation.
Yeah, or you can say
against
refuses to embrace humanity also. That's another.
his
Yeah.
creation, whereas Kaya wants to embrace
Embrace.
what she
Yeah.
wants to, what embrace,
Embrace the humanity, I guess.
no, embrace her dreams or her identity,
No, it's like
embrace her
sees
identity.
she sees a morality, I guess you can say. Like as she
Like
goes
I don't
further.
want her to know I want to be human. I want to say that she wants to
No,
choose
no,
what she wants to
yeah.
be. She wants to
She wants to do the
choose.
right thing.
Yeah,
She
she
wants
wants
to
to
do the right.
choose.
Like I guess you can say she develops a moral compass.
I think that's can be a good point. You know, she wants to choose what she wants to be, but that
Yeah,
leads her to her death
yeah, true,
because
true.
choice is
And
an illusion. We went too
I
dark
know,
there.
and what she chooses is actually a good thing. Like so that would also complete her character
Yeah,
when she dies.
and Striker is totally against it.
Yeah, Strike
Wow,
is
man,
like
I'm
no.
happy we came up with this. This is good. I think till now this is the best thing we have come up with. Some and that too for the side characters. This is good. I like it. I think let's
No,
come back to
mean
Carl.
it
We
just
already
shows
forgot
that.
about Carl altogether.
Yeah, and you have focus on
Guys,
more
let me know in
things.
the chat, guys. And let me know, guys, you also need to participate. Tell me what do you want to add. Let's talk about the villain.
So
What
to
he's
position
so
Carl
we
as
talked
the
about he wants
opposite.
to go look at the world, wish to see the world.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I was thinking to give him.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
what see
same.
the world. Like now, I'm not very sure.
Then we can
like
remove that later. We can remove that part.
I like the point of him being lonely. I like the point of him being an experiment throughout childhood. But I also want him to have sort of like an origin story. Like as I said, like I want him to sort of travel the world with this disability. Like maybe not like go to mountains and all, but he's sort of like learning different secrets of the
Uh,
world,
you know, there's a
something like that.
new Malayalam movie on Netflix, Kapela.
Which one? I
Kapela,
didn't watch it
Kapela.
yet.
So, not a spoiler.
Who's the actor?
It has the actor from Kumbalagi Nights, the brother who's mute. It
Okay,
has
okay.
the actor in Choked,
Okay,
and
Roshan
it
Man.
yeah, and it has the girl from Kumbalagi Nights, the lovers,
Understood, understood.
the girl. So I enjoyed the movie because I knew all the characters, so it was fun to watch.
Okay.
It was a
Now, why did you
good film. So I brought that up.
why did you bring that up?
So okay, actually I'm not sorry, but there's a point, he wants to he can able to walk and go somewhere. Like he wants to see the ocean. He wants to go to the beach and walk there and go and experience it. Maybe
Okay.
that's his something he wants to do. His limitations. Uh, he hates his limitations, and I think one thing which something which goes wrong while writing a villain, no, that everything bad happened to him, and that's what his motive of life is, that he wants to take revenge. I think there's more to a person than that. He wants to
Yeah.
take revenge, that's his mission and all, but there's more to him. He wants to do more things. He wants to go
Yeah.
walk to the beach. He wants to see what he can do, and I think that's a something which Krrish stops him from doing. I think that's we can create that tension between them. Like at the end, I want his power to walk again to be taken away instead of killing him, so that we create that arch nemesis that he hates Krrish more now because he took away
Okay.
his what he already he desired. He desired
Yeah.
freedom in a sense.
True.
Okay,
I mean,
what?
you could say that the freedom that he wanted was at the cost of others. Like it could be like some kind of mechanism where the only way he could walk or he could be this is by creating some kind of destruction in the world. So you can kind of see a selfish nature to him as
Yeah,
well.
he is. He thinks he's justifiable. He's
Yeah.
justifiable
You can also say that
to
he feels it
harm others
purely.
because he was harmed in his
True,
childhood.
true. And also, I guess you could say that he sees himself as superior, kind of, because of the telekinesis powers that he has. which is never explained in the movie, right? The telekinesis power that he has.
Yeah.
Like, how
That
does he
happened.
have
That
it?
that comes from that he comes from the DNA of Rohit.
Okay, okay, okay.
Like Rohit is like the supreme. If you take the in terms of mutant, he's like the supreme.
Yeah.
From him branches off different superpowers and all that.
Okay.
Like because all the power is still in him that Jadoo gave him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that
I
makes
think
sense.
this is a good point that he justifies harm because it happened to him too. Pain. Oh man, have you seen
Yeah.
Naruto? Naruto fans in the chat?
You you really needed Jay here now.
Man, Naruto has a character and his name is Pain and he's one of the greatest character, man. I cannot even tell you how great he is. What's the special thing about Naruto? Every time there's a villain, there's never a one-dimensional villain first of all, and whenever a villain dies, you feel sad for him because the villain is so much talked about. We live through the villain's eyes and we feel sad when he die or it's the end. They are
Yeah,
so
but
good at it.
correct me if I'm wrong. Naruto is like an episodic series, right?
It is an old anime, so they did that 700 episodes. So there's a lot
Okay,
of
so
filler
like there
too.
is, yeah. No, but there's also a lot of time with these characters, right? Because we don't get that kind of time in like a 2 hour, 3 hour movie.
No, that's true, but we
Yeah.
don't have 36 villains, right?
True, true, true.
So
No, I'm just saying, like even with one villain, for example, Kingpin in Daredevil, he feels like a much developed character than
yeah, no,
some of
that's why
the.
when we went into backstory, his motivation, he wants to make the world better place, like his
True, true.
what he's trying to do, but in his unfair means, like he's in his ways.
Yeah,
I
true,
think that's
true.
where he
I
becomes
mean,
a
I feel
good
like
character.
that superiority complex that he has sort of comes in. Like he feels like he can do better than everyone else.
I think that superiority, again goes into the first villain, Dr. Mehra, that God. I don't
That,
want to stay away from God complex. I think we already
that is
saw that,
true, true, true.
and it's a very common theme with villains, man. That go.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
every villain has that.
yeah, in a way, and some heroes also have that. Have you seen Watchmen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you seen the TV show?
No, I haven't watched a TV show
Though
yet.
they are making the TV show free because of the Black Lives Movement, no?
Yeah, yeah, understood.
So watch it,
I
man.
won't
One
watch
of the
TV show.
best sequel, Like if
I won't.
I don't think Alan Moore will agree, but I
Hey,
think
is it a sequel or I thought it was a retelling of
it's a
the?
sequel. No, no. I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the series, TV show.
Yeah,
It is a
even
sequel to the comic book, not the movie. Huh?
okay, okay.
So
So the
there's
giant
only one
aliens,
big difference between the comic book and the movie. That's
the
the
giant
ending.
alien,
Yeah,
the giant alien. Right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know I've
Octopus or
seen.
squid.
Yeah, squid
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Except that everything
I
is
mean, I
right.
didn't mind. Yeah, I didn't mind that change also. Like in
Yeah.
the movie, I was
No,
like,
I love the movie. I like the movie ending better. Like more
yeah,
realistic as a film.
true, true.
Comic book, of course, you can have a squid and all that, but the way
Yeah,
the sequel is like the TV show, it's like people say no one can adapt Watchmen. These guys
yeah, yeah.
adapted it as well as made a worthy sequel, and I know it was amazing.
True. And
Okay.
I knew that they were going to season 2, but the creator was like, "No, I don't have any ideas."
No, he never intended to make season two. He's like, I only have a
Yeah,
story for that,
no,
and he
but
said no.
I respect that. I
HBO
respect
HBO
that.
said no. HBO was like, no. If there's no story, we don't want to just milk it.
Yeah. No, I respect that. Like
Yeah,
most creators would milk it out.
yeah.
Like Flash.
Okay, going to the chat now. Ankit Kumar Singh says Rohit is the only character we care. Yes, we'll make other characters also we care about them.
True.
Then Ankit Kumar, he says Goku is better than Naruto. Sorry, bro, I don't agree. After watching Naruto, DBZ is nothing in front of that. DBZ is like childhood favorite. Like I used to watch it every time when I was young. But now I realize it was not good at all. Not at all. It was good storytelling, but they just dragged everything. So yeah, coming back to Krish. Sorry.
I mean, I had nothing to contribute. I was just listening to it.
That's why, no. Chad, let me know what do you want to add more to the villain.
I like this lineup of villains we have. These three.
Yeah. He justifies
It's
harm others he went through. What else he had? What?
I mean, I think the main villain still needs some work, but I really like what we did with his pawns, I guess.
You know what I was thinking? One of the idea was to, we see that he killed his father, like adopted father maybe.
Yeah.
Killed his adopted father, but he loves his mother.
Yeah, we could do that.
And mother is also blindly in love with his son, that it doesn't matter to her what his son is doing. And maybe, we can use that Krrish try to use his mother, but the mother is like, I don't care. Whatever I'm with him. It doesn't matter what he's doing. I'm with him.
Yeah.
To show that blind love. That's one of the idea we can discuss if you want to keep it or not. Mother, to show Andhbhakti, what's happening in the country.
We can also have something happen to his mother, like something the world does that sort of makes him go mad.
Maybe she could never have a son, a child. Maybe that's why they adopt her. But again, we are adding an extra character, so we have to think about it.
Yeah.
Do we have space for it?
Something you've seen, obviously you've seen Arrow, but like in season 1, Malcolm Merlin, his wife sort of gets killed, like in the city, like in the acting. That sort of like something like that happens to his mother. That
I don't want to say kill, man. I don't because he killed his father. Maybe his father was abusive. Not abuse. No. That will not make sense. Then why would they adopt? They need to be. Maybe there was a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe his parents are toxic.
I mean, relationships do change. Like happy relationships do become toxic and abusive.
Yeah.
That happens.
I think we're getting into two. I think it's good we get into so much detail about side characters too. It's important.
Yeah.
Let's see what the chat. Anything new?
It's not exactly side characters. I mean, these are characters that are directly sort of fueling his characterization, the villain's characterization.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important.
Ankit Kumar Singh says villain fear. Villain should fear or we should fear the villain. I didn't get it. They are two very distinct things. Yeah, what are villain's weaknesses? Is the mother weakness? Is he can he let his mother die for his mission? Is his mission bigger or his mother?
See, I really want his mother to be dead. I really want his mother to be dead because
yeah, that's
I
true.
just feel like
I think maybe she sacrifices herself for the son.
Maybe. Like, I really want him to sort of hate the world. So I'm kind of looking for a motivation there because everything that we said before.
I want the opposite. I want the opposite. I don't want her to hate the world because that's it. That creates more tension because she doesn't hate the world, but she'll do anything because of her son. If she hates the world, she's with the.
No, I think I misspoke there. What I tried to say is I want him to hate the world because of something that happens to his mom. That's what I was going for.
But we already have enough. We already have enough motives for him to hate the world. Like.
But it's I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess so.
But mother's character also bring a lot of problems also. Villain should have weakness. Okay, yeah, of course. I was going on that. Villain should also have weaknesses. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Is the mother weakness? If the mother is there at all. What?
The magnet suit that he has in the end. That's the weakness.
That suit. I was saying I forgot it before. Rakesh Roshan made that suit, and he was so particular about that suit that even one screw cannot go here and there.
Seriously,
that suit was not that good to be that obsessed about it.
That was not a good suit. But yeah, weakness like.
Let's keep the mother aside and think of other weaknesses. Like what weakness he has.
What if?
Of course, his limitation is one of his weakness, right?
Yeah.
Again, before that, I'll just write. He has powers.
You know what I was thinking, and I know this again. I'm going back to the mother a little bit. what if the mother left him when he was a kid because of what was happening in the house? Like he was used as experiment or something like that. And sort of like, when he becomes his villain, his mother sort of comes back to the picture, trying to stop him.
We can also use the mother in a way that when he killed his father, he thought he's doing the right
Yeah.
thing and mother will appreciate it, but mother left him.
Left him. Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that would probably.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that would actually work. And you can have the mother come in the end also, like in the battles.
Mother left him as he killed the father. Oh man, dark. We are going dark. Ankit Kumar Singh, I hope you like this. Anger, his weakness. That's too stereotypical. I think in the movie also there's a scene when he sees that everyone is getting healed and he didn't ask, and he like tries to choke Kaya, and even when two doctors stop him from interrupt him from talking to Rohit, he kills them right off. Like, I don't want that kind of villain. That's too stereotypical.
Yeah, it's a little like Darth Vader kind of thing.
When you just kill people like this, you understand, first of all, those characters were not important at all. That's why you just kill them like that.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's like there's no value of life when you do these things, right?
Yeah.
Like, people can just die, yeah, because they are not important. So that breaks the world.
True.
That their life doesn't matter because this is a villain, can do anything. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want unnecessary, just killing people like that. Anger is not.
No,
I want him calm. He has been on the wheelchair for so long. He will have patience. He cannot, get angry so easily. Patience can be one of his biggest.
I mean, there is one thing that he's also inexperienced because he was on the wheelchair for so long. With his
Inexperience in what way? He's not villain. He's not a villain. For him, he's a hero, right? If we are going that
No,
way.
I think with his powers basically.
No,
Like, because he was
I
on the
don't think
wheelchair
so.
for so long.
Maybe one thing I didn't like in the film also was when he's able to walk, he just gets up and start walking and everything is good enough. Like, I didn't like that. I wanted him to struggle
That's what I'm
to
talking
before
about. That's what I'm
embraces
talking
his.
about.
Yeah, I think struggle when he gets his full powers. That is when he gets the bone marrow.
Yeah.
I think that's self-explanatory. Yeah.
So are we killing off Krish's father here?
Ah, that's a good point. You know what I was thinking? When he finds out that it is his father, like it's his DNA that's inside him, he wants to bring his father to his side instead of, getting rid of him. He wants his father to be his side because he never had someone. Finally, he has someone who made him, like he had his adopted parents and all, but finally he is something he's blood related to, and that's the point, like running theme in the franchise. So he wants his father to be on his side, and maybe that's why his father chooses Krrish over him. He's more angry in a way, like
Yeah,
he
that
hates
could be.
Krrish. That's
Yeah.
uh,
That could
he wants Rakesh Roshan, if you're, please contact us if you're watching. Ankit Kumar Singh says Thanos was calm. Yes, Thanos, the Infinity War Thanos was calm. The Endgame Thanos was not calm. I made a video about it. Go check it out. You have seen it, I know.
Thanos, right. Like in Endgame, that was the younger Thanos, right?
Yeah, that's why. No, he was inexperienced. That led to his. I made a whole video about it, bro. Check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out.
What I was right. He wants Rohit on his side.
I actually don't want to kill Rohit. I hope
No, I don't want to kill. It's such a emotional scene. We can have so much emotional,
because I feel like Rohit is the glue of the franchise.
Yeah, it's very easy. That's what I like in Civil War 2. Everyone was like, either Iron Man or he'll die, Captain America. And I was like, yeah, man, I was waiting for it. And I was totally subverted in the film. I really thought Captain America at the end will kill Iron Man, the way they shot it. and then they didn't do anything because and I heard the writers and people like you didn't kill anyone. Like, killing is very easy, killing the character, you just finish everything, character arc, everything is done, you're over. But not killing and having an arc, at the end them separating, the Avengers breaking, and them have to work alone now, that creates more tension and more conflicts in the future, and that adds more to the character. Once you kill it, it's done, right? It's over.
I mean, if they killed them, we wouldn't have gotten an Endgame. The full
Yeah,
character
yeah.
arc.
And even in Infinity
so
War, people will like Iron Man will die, he'll die, but no. To get to
Yeah.
tell the whole story, a full complete story, you just don't kill everyone.
This is why I compliment the MCU so much. They were very patient with the
Yeah.
characters that they had. So I kind of want that to happen here as well. I think they should not kill Rohit. I don't know.
But man, what can we replace it with? But that's a very big emotional scene in the film. I think to replace it, we need something equal, to replace it.
Or, we can have Rohit still die. I guess now I'm not sure. Like now, I'm just thinking about that scene, and it was a pretty good scene actually.
So what happens if we don't kill him? He's already very old, and like if we don't kill him and continue, like there's more very good opportunities in the future for him as a character, but again here it goes downhill. Then we don't develop Krrish. Okay, let's the chat decide. Only two people watching, but it's okay. Chat decide. You want Rohit to die in this film or not? Ankit Kumar Singh. Thanos' father didn't like Thanos. That's a story I think they may explore in the future. I think they are saying they are making a Thanos web series on Disney Plus. They will see
that would be awesome.
past of Thanos.
That would be awesome.
You know the story of
That would
Thanos,
be
right?
awesome.
Do you know the story of Thanos?
Yeah, from the comics, like death and stuff like that. Like
No,
immortality
the
plus death.
early age. So when he was born, he was like what do you say,
Like a
immature,
mutant kind of
born.
thing, right?
Like he was, and his mother wanted to kill him.
Okay, I didn't
And
know that.
that's where all his anger, for the world comes from.
Okay.
His mother, as soon as she saw his son, no, she wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
I think it was a, what do you say, Akashvani something, what do you say in English? Prediction that his son will kill everyone. And when she saw him,
prophecy.
she saw death in his eyes. And
It's
that's
like a
why
prophecy.
what?
It's like a prophecy.
Yeah,
It's like a
prophecy. Yeah,
that-
prophecy. Thanos is internal. Oh, eternal as in the eternal being. Okay. Chat, tell me, we kill Rohit or we don't kill Rohit in this film?
See, this is what I'm thinking. We kill Rohit here, and the fourth movie for me would be like a time travel adventure. So Rohit would come back.
Like Endgame? Nah, man. I
not,
hate
not exactly. Endgame.
I hate
It wouldn't
killing
be
someone and bringing them back. It destroys this film for us. Now, if
wouldn't be
if Rohit comes back in next film, then his sacrifice in this film makes the emotional quotient is gone.
See, it won't be kill. It won't be bringing it back full time. It would be just for like a few scenes.
The coming back to Naruto. So at the climax of Naruto, like the last part of the series, there is a big war, and in that war they bring back a lot of dead characters for temporarily. So when these dead characters come back, a lot of their deaths and a lot of their life, what we saw previously, and I was so emotional for them, all of it suddenly became less important for me, because again they came back. They could interact. Once lose someone, and then the regret of not having enough time with them. Once you bring that back, that regret is gone.
Okay.
I don't want to break that. Like once, like Rohit never could able to see he couldn't see his son raise, and he could never raise his grandson also. That's a regret we have to live with. That's make it so emotional. So if we later bring him back, that it loses its charm. So that's my point.
What I'm saying, okay, I didn't explain myself properly, I guess. The idea I have for Krrish was like a time travel adventure where they would go back to like 2006. So I'm saying that there would be a cameo of Rohit there.
Too soon. Too soon. I think Krish 4 should be more about Krish, because in this film already we have Carl, we have Rohit, and we have Krish. Already Krish is sharing so much
Yeah.
space. In Krish 4, I think we
Okay,
should
so
focus more on Krish and his legacy.
the,
And then I think
the
this
idea.
time travel thing we'll do one day. If we continue this series, I like the idea, but it's
No,
like,
no, I'm
doing
just
time travel in after Avengers first film. It's too
no,
soon,
actually, that's what I'm saying. Like my Krish 4 ends the Krish franchise.
dude. I want to make more videos.
Like that is the idea. So basically, my idea, I guess, wouldn't be Krish 4 necessarily, but it would be the last story of Krish. If that makes any sense.
I don't like it.
No. What I'm trying to say is like whenever Krish series would be coming to an end, like
Yeah.
whenever they would be wrapping up the franchise,
Yeah.
that's the story which I have. That's the story
Okay.
which I have, basically. So it can be Krish 4, it can be Krish 5, but I really want.
I definitely like the idea.
Yeah.
If you have an ending to the whole thing, that's
Yeah.
really good thing. But that's not what. No, let's not do Krish for that.
Yeah,
Let's,
okay. It's
let's
fine.
try to build the
I-
universe before we destroy it. That's the point.
You can do it the DC way.
Dude, that's why DC doesn't work. Chat, let me know. Rohit lives or dies. I don't know, the notification didn't go out, or you find it very boring. I have no clue what's the reason for this, but only 2 people. Maximum we got is 4 people at a time. That's not good.
People might be tired of Krish 3, I guess.
Yeah. Next film we rewrite, I'll ask you in a poll, so you guys decide. We
Yeah,
can do
that would be better. So-
Ravan, Shah Rukh's Ravan. We can
Oh,
do
Ravan
sequel
would
to
be good.
Bhavesh
Ravan.
Joshi.
Oh man,
We can do
Bhavesh
maybe
Joshi itself.
2.0. Bhavesh
Bhavesh
Joshi
Joshi
was
itself.
amazing, so we can write sequel. We can do Bhavesh Joshi and Mard Ko Dar Nahi Hota, something like that.
Me and Jay disagree with that.
With what?
We like Bhavesh Joshi with Bhavesh Joshi. We like Bhavesh Joshi a lot, but we do have like certain parts we're like, that could have been different.
I think Bhavesh Joshi is love, man. I've seen it 10 times, like literally 10 times. I made people force people to watch it, and then at the end they said thank you.
I got my Netflix subscription just because of Bhavesh Joshi.
But it's
Because it
available
is,
for free on Hotstar.
No, back then it was only there on Netflix.
Okay.
Like, so what happened was that it released in theaters, but it was very limited release.
I watched it in theater. I love that fact.
it-
I'll never regret this. I watched it in theater.
It didn't release in Kerala. Like,
Yeah, I
even
know.
Kochi was-
I got a comment on my Bhavesh Joshi video that in Kerala they didn't even release it.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I was so heartbroken because I was one of those people who used to go to YouTube and search for the trailer of Bhavesh Joshi. That's how excited I
Yeah.
was. So I was like, what the heck? I can't even see it.
I remember when the trailer came out, the teaser came out, my friends made fun of it, like what nonsense, what LED lights he's put and all that. And I was
Dude,
like,
I
dude, give
loved
it a chance, no? They're trying something. And after they
loved
saw
it.
the film, they came to me and said, sorry, man. Like literally.
Dude, I love that mask so much.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that entire idea of Bhavesh Joshi.
I think as an origin story,
I-
it's the best origin story in India as a superhero film.
True. It's a unique story also, you know?
And it
Even- actually,
gets
even
that
Krrish,
political thing
like-
so well. Like you
True.
believe that
I-
someone can exist like this.
I mean, I really wish Netflix would pursue a sequel. It would be much better than some of the movies they're putting up right now.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I mean, like a sequel to
You know,
Bhavesh Joshi, that would be-
have you seen Mard Ko Dar Nahi Hota?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, so the actor of that, I have met him, and the director of Bhavesh Joshi, they were in talks before the films came out that they would like to do a crossover kind of thing.
Oh my God.
So, but then Bhavesh Joshi didn't do well.
But still, like, give it a chance. Come on, Netflix. Like, it wouldn't be as
No, Netflix
bad
can
as
do it.
some of the-
Netflix can do it totally,
Yeah.
but it's just about the time, no? If those directors have time for that.
That is there. I really hope they do it because I think those two not universes, those two characters sort of can coexist in the same universe. And
Yeah.
They can, like, be I think even TRP, not TRP. Was it TRP? There's a YouTube channel called
Yeah, Trident Refuse Productions. Yeah,
yeah. So even he made a video about that, I think.
yeah,
I don't know what's
yeah. I
it, but
remember. I remember.
yeah.
He
So
made a video about all
definitely.
the. Dude, I have like talked to him like on Insta and sometimes in the comment section. But he's too
Okay.
big, man. I want to bring him on the channel for a podcast or something like this. But he's too big to reach. Maybe if you
No, I
guys
think
who are watching, go spam him.
no, I think that could definitely work. I think.
I think my channel is too
Just
small
try
for
it.
him to come. I don't know.
Nah,
Maybe he will come, but let's see.
I think he will come.
Let's see. I'll try.
Just get a good topic. Just
Yeah.
get a good topic, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm just thinking about that. No, one topic was
Yeah.
to discuss about how his channel and all. A lot of people want to know how his journey started.
You could do an interview, please. I would definitely watch that. Like you can do it through Zoom also. That would be great because even he's a YouTuber who started with nothing much.
You
Like
know,
he used to do dance levels and all.
Yeah, and
Like
he
I've seen his
started with
dance
reactions.
levels.
He started with reactions and then he transitioned there.
Yeah,
So there's a lot
He
of
even made a video of making a
relatable.
reaction.
Yeah, there's a lot of
People follow
relatable
reaction.
things regarding that.
See, Nona, I'm telling you, you should go for it, man. Just reach out to him for an interview.
Uh,
Like I think you should do it. That'll be something that I think everyone would love to watch also.
okay. Let's
You can
come
you
back
can
to
do it.
Krish.
No. We're talking about this now. So
What can I do? I only
I
have one
forgot.
person, two people watching, one person on the panel.
I forgot for a second that we were in a chat. Like I thought we were just
Varun,
talking
come
about.
join, man. We are missing you. He says get TRP from TRP. Ankit Kumar Singh says Indian audience like Veere the Wedding more than Bhave Joshi. Yeah, man. That's a sad reality.
But I have a counterpoint to that. Like I feel like Bhav Joshi wasn't promoted as much also. Like
It was
so
a
hard to watch the
marketing. It was a marketing
failure.
failure.
Marketing failure, I would say. Because like no one knew about Bhavi Joshi. I knew about Bhavi Joshi because I was so impressed with the trailer and I like superhero movies. That's the only reason it kind of stuck on my head. But for other people, no one really knew what was happening.
They made, I think 3 crores like that. Not even 3 crores. I'm
Yeah,
saying
it
more.
was dismal. It was very dismal.
Yeah.
Like
Dude, after 3 days, the shows were gone. Like only 2 or 3 shows a day.
it didn't even come here. Like imagine that. Oh,
I
was
watched it with
disappointed.
Varun.
I definitely would have-
Varun, join, man, if you can, please. Okay, coming back to the topic.
So we talked about villains. I guess we talked about his henchmen.
Yeah.
And
And
in
yeah,
turn,
we
we
talked about
talked
his
about-
motivations. What
So we were at
drives
whether
him.
Rohit should sacrifice himself.
Yeah,
We were
are
at that point.
Rohit.
Rohit.
Rohit's
See, I think he should sacrifice himself. I think because just to grow the
Sacrifice.
character of Krrish.
Let's deal with it in the next one.
Sure.
So Varun cannot join, but I can chat. Okay. Bhave Joshi posters were amazing, but rest of the marketing was bad.
Like
Yeah.
even the trailer was good. Like if you
Yeah.
look at the trailer as this is good, but you need to get people to watch it,
True
which is
that.
very surprising because, like it's Phantom Productions, it's the Anurag Kashyap's production house.
It
You
was
would
Eros,
expect
Eros, man,
something
Eros. Eros
It was
the-
Eros.
yeah.
I thought it was Phantom.
No, Phantom
I
is
thought
the
Anurag
production
Kashyap
house
produced-
that was running by the
Okay,
4
distributor was
creators,
Eros.
but the
Okay.
distributors were Eros.
Distribution was Eros.
Yeah.
Okay. That's more surprising because they are actually a pretty well-known production house.
Yeah.
Distribute movies a lot.
They do that very well. So, man, I think we should leave it at Rohit sacrifice and talk about it in the next one. Hopefully, everyone will
Sure.
join us because this is a very important point, and
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh, can
almost
I
2
plug-
hours. So I
can I-
think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I plug my form here?
Yeah. Go ahead. I already told you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So guys, okay. So I'm like a marketing student, and I'm doing a research on OTT platforms, basically on whether people have purchased it during COVID-19 and everything. So if you guys can just spend 2 minutes of your time and just fill that form out, that'd be great. It'll be probably in the description of
Yeah,
this
it is
video.
in the description.
Okay, it is in the
And-
description. So I mean, it would mean a lot to me if you guys could just fill it.
I'll just spam it in the chat. Where is it? Where is it? Arey yaar, come on. Yeah, so just go to the points, no, Manoj?
Yeah, yeah. I think we did a pretty good job in covering the hero and the villain. Like, the two sides of the coin. I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah, and yeah, we can just go through the points. And I think in the next one, because of lack of people today, we can just go through which ones to keep, which ones not to keep, and add more points here.
True, true. Because there was a lot of throwing stuff at the wall here.
Yeah, I think the mother thing is really like, if we go mother route, we have to, like, it depends on a lot if we take that character. So we
I
can
like the
work.
mother route. I think
Yeah,
it gives them more depth
yeah.
as a character because I think that's missing from the movie.
And I think we are certain that Carl loses. Okay, I'll put it on top.
Okay, so the disability thing you're saying.
Yeah,
So he loses it and
Carl
gets
loses
it back.
his
Power.
powers at the end.
At the end. That's a pretty cool way, I think, too.
Yeah, I think killing
And
a
because
villain is not the right way to go.
See, the cool thing here. So if Rohit dies, in a way, Carl is like the super, like not superpower, like he's like the brain. Like he's probably one of the most
Maybe in the
what do you say,
future they
like-
have to team up to save the world.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Like he has to approach Carl
Yeah.
for his intelligence. That
Yeah.
would be a pretty cool idea. I think
Yeah.
to explore the
We can
future.
make him not but the personality, but a character like Loki.
Yeah, true.
Like not
That would be fun.
not mischievous
That would be
and
fun.
that
Yeah.
kind of thing, but someone who can come back and
True.
be an anti-hero sometimes, but he has there's a character like that who sometimes helps, but other times
It's like a Deathstroke kind of character. Not really Deathstroke, but
there's one more character who's like helps them, but
sure.
at the end he has his own motives for doing things. I'm missing it out. Chat, help me. I've seen a character like that who, at the end of the day, Lex Luthor
not
in the Crisis
kind of,
event,
but-
maybe.
Yeah, I did. I didn't like Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I was so mad they replaced Brandon Roth with Lex Luthor. I mean, come on.
So I think we should
Why?
end on this Rohit's sacrifice. It all depends on that.
Yeah.
And yes, next time we'll come with more points, guys. We'll surely have more people. Today was little. I feel myself it was little let down, and not even many people joined.
Yeah.
So I think guys that's okay. Hopefully we'll be doing Thondi Muttalam this Raksham live session. Hopefully you guys will join for that.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So
That would be
hopefully
awesome.
now we have 4 people.
I
Now
wouldn't
we are
miss that.
ending and we have 4 people. Nice. Thank you for coming, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. So say bye, Manoj. Thank you, man. Thank you for doing this.
Bye.
Taking
Hey,
time
it's
for
okay.
this, man. I hope it was fun for you.
It was a lot of fun, man. I had a lot of fun talking.
Yeah. Stick around. We'll talk later, and I'll just say bye to the chat.
Yeah, sure.
Guys. So guys, thank you for joining. What?
I think wait. Like in the chat, I don't know why. Someone is
Bro,
saying wait.
wait. Okay, Abhay say I'm waiting. Saw your short film. Thank you for saying it. Did you vote for it? That's the question.
I voted 10 for it.
Oh my god. I would not rate 10 for it. Like I don't
No,
believe something
I-
deserves 10, so I would vote 9 but not 10.
I voted 10, man. I don't care.
I'm waiting, Abhay. It's okay. We have 3 more minutes until 2 hours. I think before that I have to stop it.
It's amazing that we like lasted for 2 hours in spite of being short-handed.
Abhay says, I know where the Macho Man came from. I'm planning to do a live session, a smaller one, like 15-20 minutes, only talking about
Okay.
the short film, how I made it, what I did. Like, there's a lot of hidden things in
Oh.
the film. Like, if you watch it
Dude,
again
that would
and
be
pause
great.
it, and you'll find it. But there's a lot of things there. So I'm thinking of doing that. Would you like to watch it?
Yeah, Definitely, no? It would be like a
And
director's cut, I guess.
not
Like director's
cut, but
commentating.
yeah.
Director's commentating.
Join, man. I would like you to join.
Oh,
Like
sure.
I would like you. I would like pause it and would like to see if you can notice things.
Oh my gosh, so you're gonna put me on the spot.
So you have seen Kumbalangi Nights, right? I think.
I have.
Thanks for voting, Abhay. Thank you. It kind of, I think, I don't remember off my head why I did that. There's more reasons to that. Why Macho Man? I used that dialogue as Macho Man. There's more to it, but yeah, you can say it was kind of closer to Kumbalangi Nights.
The masculinity.
Yeah.
The toxic masculinity.
Ankit Kumar Singh says you should watch Donnie Darko. Dude, you have told me that
Yeah,
many times. Let's see. See, I already have so many
I've heard a lot
movies
of
to
good
watch,
things.
man. I'll see if I can watch it. I saw a small transition in the camera movement. Dude, there's a. Thank you for noticing. It's really good if you
That,
noticed it. But there's. See, I'm not saying that I'm a great filmmaker that I try to hide things, but
there
it's just
would
I
be
tried
there
things
would be a
and
transition.
I don't know maybe
Yeah.
if you
Like,
guys notice it or
see,
not.
unless you use a motion control camera, there will be something that looks a little, because you're doing it by hand, right? That camera sort of moves.
Yeah.
So
So
there
we'll
would be that.
yeah we'll get into all the details. Like I'll show you the script. There's no script, but I'll still show you. I'll show you what was the thought behind shooting it and all of that. So maybe we'll do that. So guys, I think it's time to take a leave.
Definitely.
Say bye, Manoj,
Bye, guys.
and we'll be back for the next video. Don't worry. He's a good guy. He's a good friend.
Oh
I've
my
never
God.
met him, but he's a good friend, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. So, guys, that was it. That's the film. That's the video. And today was little underwhelmed, but next time I'll get more people. Hopefully, you guys tune in. And next session will be writing, so it is very important. So do show up. We need to know if we sacrifice Rohit or not. That's a really important plot point. So thank you. And Manoj, I'll let you know that they can't hear you right now. Okay, wait for it. Wait for it. So guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Thank you.